This message is going directly to the internet. Lance, put it up. Internet, this is John Hodgman speaking. All I wanted was the simplest thing. Somebody wearing something that could plausibly pass as Dr. Zaius or the president of the Ape Council, performing something that could plausibly pass as Mark Twain on video on YouTube. And you couldn't even do that for me. Well, guess what? You lose, internet. The professionals win. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, ladies and gentlemen of Cobb's Comedy, may I give you Dr. Zaius.
Thank you. When I was a boy in Hannibal, Missouri, my comrades and I had but one goal: the destruction of the vile pestilence known as man, and to be a steamboatman. Surely there were other occupations that would take our attention from time to time. I remember the time a circus came to Hannibal, and for months we envisioned ourselves as clowns. But age would run out, and as we reached early manhood, one by one we ran away to pilot our own steamboat and return to Hannibal in glory. And that is how my microphone. Perhaps you could find a technician to fix the microphone, and I'll tell you one thing about technicians. Where there's one technician, there's another and another and another, a whole nest of them. If you tip them raisins, you own them. But I digress. Let me tell you the tale of how I came to apprentice with Mr. Bixby on the Paul Jones. Mr. Bixby took me under his wing to teach me the mighty Mississippi River from St. Louis to New Orleans. And had I known at the time what it would have required of my faculties, I'd have not had the bravery to undertake it. A steamboatman must have three things. He must have a memory. He must be wise. And he must face peril with a sure foot. And it is that how I came to possess the name by which many of you know me. It was an early evening, and we were approaching what I believed was this. Is my microphone on again? I can't tell. We were approaching what I believed was the safest passage of the river. You could not touch the bottom with a church steeple. And Mr. Bixby said to me, Mr. Clemens, for that was my God-given name, are you familiar with this passage? which I took as an insult. I know this passage with my eyes closed. So he went below decks, and I, for the very first time, commanded one of the great steamboats. For nearly a minute, until I heard the leadsman's sepulchral cry, "Deep 4! Deep 4! That is far too shallow for this passage." And then, immediately after it, Mark 3, Mark 3. Now, I was in a panic. You could have hung towels from my eyes. They buzzed from my head with such ferocity. And then, Mark Twain, which meant certain doom. The ship was going to run aground. I, in command for less than 2 minutes, was going to run the ship aground, and then I heard a sound that both freed me from my predicament and changed the course of my life. I heard the sound of human laughter. For the entire situation had been a joke by Mr. Bixby. And from that time on, I equated Mark Twain as two words that meant both laughter and the portent of doom. Thank you.
Playing the role of Dr. Zayas, playing the role of Hal Holbrook, playing the role of Mark Twain, may I present your Dana Gould.